My name is Earl Eder. I'm a Lakota from Montana. I was raised in a little farm community, Poplar, Montana. My mother went to the agency and she saw a flyer on a new school, IAIA. So she got some of my sketches and put them in an envelope and sent them down here, and they accepted me. So the artists were real special, and they had their own cubicles to paint, and there was about 8 to a room. And at nighttime, we would go over there and paint and experiment and see what these paints had to offer, And so, or you can go to the plastic arts building on North End, and there was you could do ceramics at night, and that was the best part of it. You had options to pursue whatever you wanted to pursue, Even in the building of fine arts, there was you could do beadwork, and they left it open to you, and it was really a magical time. Well, at that time, I think back in the '60s, the pop art was popping out, and Andy Warhol and all that New York scene. So some of us were influenced by it, and it was real different, And there was like Rauschenberg and Pollock rather, and some of the very contemporary expressionisms. So some of us kind of copied it, and others just did realism. So it was really a variety of all kinds of new avenues, you might say. I think painting was my best because I put all the effort into it, and I asked Mr. McGrath one time. I was kind of stumped, and he said, "Well, just pick out a piece of a beadwork and a section of it, and then blow it up, and then you'll find something there as you look at it more, So, because I was kind of stumped at the time, and he said, "Go ahead, just blow it up," and it came out really well, Then after that, I started reading about the winter count and hide paintings, and then I really got into it. It was almost obsession, So I know the kids today, they said, there's nothing to paint or nothing like that, but as an Indian, you have a lot of cultural background. You have beadwork, you have hide paintings, you have all kinds of stuff. Well, those teachers were so good at the time. You as a student, you didn't realize it. They were to become famous after the school moved on, and they went on with their careers. They were really good, and we were all so inspired by them. We were just in awe, I guess, about them. And that piece was a very free piece. It was positive and negative when you're putting it together. I was kind of all over the canvas with it was one of the few times I used a palette knife, and I was just trying it out, and it seemed to work real well. So I just kept on, and pretty soon it turned into something else. It just kind of grew, and had a life of its own. Most of us came to the institute, and we were very painting small stuff, 8 by 10, And our instructor said, "Well, just paint larger, and you might even set you free and see what you can do." So we were doing larger canvases and just trial and error. All these people were thrown into a cauldron, and they all had talent at that time. And maybe it was just kind of a hit and miss thing, but boy, at the time, everybody was chipping in, and it was such a great time. Probably it'll never happen again. It's just so unique at that time. Well, I'm still affected by IAIA. I'm still kind of mesmerized, I guess, and all the good fortune that I had there, and all the teachers who helped us out, and gave us advice and pushed us on to higher learning and moving on and creating beautiful stuff. That's the way I see it anyway. I know Montana has a lot of space where I came from. It's a lot of area, so maybe in my paintings, I have kind of a lot of area too. Now that I think larger, it seems to impact it somehow. Maybe I picked it up somehow and realized, when you look at a painting or something, sometimes it's so intense, then you have to kind of rest on the side where it's a negative space. So you have that luxury of looking at it and enjoying it.